From Hollywood, it's the Tom Leykis Show.
Best part of my day.
And now, here he is, Tom Leykis.
Thank you for tuning into the Tom Leykis Show on this election night 2008. And we'll be talking about the election until our show is over. And then, for those of you who live here in Southern California, we're going to stay here till it's over. You don't need other radio stations. You don't need to go anywhere else. We're going to be here. We're going to be all over it. All over it. And all you have to do to participate is call us here at 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. Let's say hello here to, Mike on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. First time, long time?
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Well, I just wanted to say that the terrorists want McCann to win because...
McCain.
Well, yeah, but he can't win, so I just like to call him
McCann.
Yeah. But, yeah, they want McCann to win because, he's going to run it just like Bush. He's going to
Wait a minute. I see that New Jersey now. CNN projects that Barack Obama has taken New Jersey. They also project that Barack Obama's taken Massachusetts, Illinois,
Wonderful.
Delaware, Connecticut,
Woo.
District of Columbia,
Man.
and Maryland, and Maine.
Oh, my goodness.
So currently, CNN has Obama 77 electoral votes, McCain 34.
Oh, it's hilarious.
So that just happened at the top of the hour.
What do you expect with Special Ed Palin by his side, I mean, Jesus. She rode the yellow bus one too many times, you know what I mean?
Always a pleasure, sir. Thank you. Let's say hello to Larissa on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, dear.
How are you?
Do you care?
A little bit.
I'm doing great. Oh, now Barack Obama is projected by CNN to win Connecticut as well. There we go.
Hello?
Yes, I'm just throwing in information as it comes. Don't be offended. Just keep going.
I just wanted to actually call about Proposition 4.
Wait a minute. John McCain projected to win Tennessee now by CNN. There it is.
Okay.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. I just wanted to say you have a great example of why we should vote no on Proposition 4, but I don't even think it needs to be that extreme. I know that had I been a minor and gotten pregnant, I would have wanted to have an abortion, but my parents would have absolutely never allowed that. My brother is 17 years old, and I know that he's sexually active. If one of his little girlfriends got knocked up and she wanted an abortion, I would hate for her family to interfere and his life to be ruined. I think that there's no reason for adult supervision in that case. These kids are already having sex, then they're already taking those risks, and if their parents know about it, then they're already in a healthy home environment. If their parents don't know about it, then I don't really think that the kids need to talk to their parents about it.
The whole purpose of this is not to give parents rights. The whole purpose of this is to make it harder and harder for people to get abortions.
It's another foot in the door.
That's what it is.
Okay, well, I just wanted to throw out another reason why you guys should all be voting no. There's no reason. Abortion shouldn't even be a topic anymore. I think it's disgusting, but I just wanted to call in and give my opinion. I was wondering if you could blow me up, Tom.
Yes, I can. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Here comes Jacob on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Yeah, Tom.
Yes.
What up, brother? Big Tom from SC. All right. Well, anyways, I've got a question tonight for you.
Yes.
I actually have a sclerosis of the liver. I'm actually only 18 years old.
You have
too.
sclerosis of the liver?
Yeah, man.
So it's you kind of have a curved liver?
Yeah, dude. Well, I just got diagnosed. Long story short, dude, I got my
sclerosis of the liver.
That's correct. A lot of alcoholics, man. All right. So anyways, I got this medical marijuana card, and it really helped.
Did you go tell the person down at the marijuana store that you had sclerosis of the liver? And they gave you a medical marijuana card?
I got diagnosed with this,
sclerosis of the liver. Okay.
Yeah, dude. So anyways, what happened was they busted, EA came and they busted the place where I get my medicine, and I want to know which candidate is going to stop the DEA from just stopping me from getting my medicine.
Neither candidate has commented on whether drugs should be legal, whether medical marijuana should be legal. That has not been discussed in this campaign at all. And frankly, I think the reason it has not been discussed is because for the average American, it's not one of the top 5 problems.
Yeah.
You know, people are worried about not having jobs, not having their homes, going broke, not having their retirement money. Being able to smoke a spliff to relieve their sclerosis of the liver is not in the top 5.
Well, look at, man, I'm yes on 5 here, and I think stopping all these nonviolent criminals in our penitentiary system and taxing the marijuana and all the tax revenue we could get from that, actually, dude, we could, like, bring back America, you know?
We could bring back America.
This is the #1 cash crop, and it's illegal, and it's all this money's going to the black market, and we could really be benefiting from it here, you know?
You know, seriously speaking, I agree. But I also believe that all illegal drugs should be legal, and then you should be responsible for yourself.
Dude, I'm all about the mushroom.
There we go, Mr. Shroom.
All right, well, you have a good one, man. I'm driving. I'm trying to smoke a little. So, you know, God bless you, Tom.
And your sclerosis of the liver.
Yeah, we're all for you down here in San Clemente, dude.
Thank you. Sclerosis of the liver. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello here to, so many calls coming in here. This is Justin on the Tom Leykis show. Hello, Justin. Oh, let's take Raymond. Hello, Raymond.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Great. Quick question. How do they determine which candidate wins state so soon?
Well, they haven't determined that. That won't be determined until all the votes are counted.
Right.
But what they do on television is they use scientific sampling, which, by the way, didn't work so well in the year 2000,
Right.
When NBC said that Al Gore won Florida, and he didn't. So theoretically, they have refined the process, and let's face it, other than the year 2000, for the most part, the networks have been correct.
I see.
So they scientifically choose certain districts. They look at the demographics and psychographics of particular areas, and when they feel they have a large enough sample size for enough of these areas, then they make a prediction. But it's only a prediction.
Okay, I see. So, I mean, they're making these predictions with as little as 5% of the votes?
In some cases, but like in Kentucky right now, for example, they've projected at CNN that McCain is the winner, and they've counted 25% of the votes.
Right. So you think, like, CNN would be biased against McCain?
Well, if they were biased against McCain, why would they say that he won Kentucky?
Right, but, you know, I've been watching CNN, and I see more coverage of Obama than I do.
I'm looking at CNN right now. You're full of crap.
No, I'm not saying right now, but in general, throughout this whole...
The front runner generally gets the most coverage.
Okay.
Whoever it is.
But how about in Fox News? I see more McCain there.
Well, that's because Fox News covers the conservative candidate, whoever that is, the most, and the most favorably.
I see.
But CNN has a panel of experts. They have conservatives, liberals, people who are unaffiliated. They have a nice panel of people on there. David Gergen is no liberal. He's on CNN.
Right. Okay,
never mind. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Drew on the Tom Leykis show. Hello. All right, it's Alan on the Tom Leykis show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, it's Al.
Al.
Man, okay, I have to disagree with you on Prop 5 for a couple of reasons.
Why?
Number one, housing prisoners is damn expensive, and we have a pretty broke state right now.
No, you don't get me wrong. I'm in favor of not imprisoning any drug offenders at all.
Okay.
But I am also not in favor of the state of California spending tens of millions of dollars to quote-unquote re-educate or quote-unquote rehabilitate them.
I absolutely agree with that 100%. I think it was poorly written, but I think the idea of it is actually pretty good.
Well, we're not going to save any money. It's going to cost money.
Not necessarily. The burden right now on the justice system, because of these minor offenses, I mean, these kids
If you read the ballot, did you read the financial impact?
Yes.
It is not a wash.
I agree.
I don't want to spend even more money on this.
That I agree, but you also have to agree with this point, Tom. When you send a minor offender into the prison system or into a jail, they learn more about crime than they did when they initially went in.
I don't disagree. Just don't spend money, quote-unquote, re-educating drug abusers.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think the way that it was written was
It's not just the way it was written. It's not the manner of the grammar they used. It's saying that you're going to re-educate people and you're going to use taxpayer money to do it.
Yeah, but saving it at the same, you may save more than
when they will say on there, beyond the shadow of a doubt, they've got a way to do this to save money, get back to me.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. The Tom Leykis Show.
Yo, bro. It's election night.
Yeah.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. You do not need other radio stations. We are here handling it. And my guess, we're going to have more listeners than anybody. Because we do it right. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello to Barry on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Tom.
Yes.
Hey, Tom.
How many times are you going to say my name?
Well, you said my name's Barry.
I know your name is Barry. I already said that.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part.
Are you using drugs tonight? What are you doing?
No, I'm driving home. Hey, you were laughing about that guy that had sclerosis of the liver?
Sclerosis of the liver, yes.
And you said he had a curved liver. You were laughing at him. He didn't catch on what you were talking about. You're talking about scoliosis.
I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, you had the joke. You were chuckling on like
I'm chuckling because it's cirrhosis of the liver.
Oh, yeah. I understand.
Oh, never mind. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. I love these people who, you were joking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. Stop it. Jesus. It's Chris on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's up, Tom?
Not much.
Hey, this is Chris, man.
Thank you.
I just called to tell you, ever since Obama's been running, I've been getting more tail in the toilet seat, man. I'm an African-American brother, man. I swear, the women, the Caucasian women lighten up a little more. They speak to me, and that's all I need is a foot in the door, and it's over.
So it's not just fat white chicks for you anymore. You're getting the good-looking ones now.
Oh, never fat, well, thick ones, but... Hey, like it's 101, it works every time,
I love that. By the way, a word of advice to all our male listeners, whatever color you are, no matter who you voted for, even if you didn't vote, tell chicks you voted for Obama. Chicks are all voting for Obama, the ones who are voting.
Oh, yeah.
And the ones who aren't voting, they still want to know you voted for Obama. So lie if you have to. Say you voted for Obama.
That's right, man.
I'm going to give some chick the Bradley effect. Here it comes.
I love you, Tom. Can you take me out with a bong rip and a Snoop Dogg at the end?
I certainly can. Biatch. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello here to Kevin on the Tom Leykis Show. Oh, boy, this is painful. Hello?
Tom.
Took too long. Al on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Alicia on the Tom Leykis show. Hello, yes.
Hi, sorry, I thought you said Alicia. I thought you said Kevin. Okay, I just wanted to say...
Well, I did, and he wasn't there, so then I said you.
Oh, okay, thank you. I just want to say really quickly on Prop 5, in my political science class, I'm at a university right now, Judge James Gray, he actually wrote the proposal. He came into my classroom and he discussed to us about the whole proposition. Basically, he said that for every $7 we spend on a prisoner, we spend $1 for rehabilitation. I totally agree with you that it's not the best plan out there right now, but I think that the general idea that, you know, you are putting out money on educating, that you are saving a lot for the actual prison system.
But what I want to see, and this is what no one ever produces, I want to see proof that this so-called rehabilitation actually works. And
there is proof. There's the Donovan prison, which I believe is in Ohio, and there is actually an 87% recent...
We're not talking about Ohio. I'm talking about in California, where we don't have our act together with just about any state service you can name.
No, I agree. But
we have the worst freeways. We have the worst, or one of the worst school systems in the country. We've got that joke of a DUI law and the re-education of drinkers and drivers. We've got the morons at the DMV. Let's go down the list.
No, I absolutely agree, and obviously we won't have any proof until we try it ourselves, but we can't get...
No, darling, we do have rehabilitation programs in California. Yeah, we just don't have Proposition 5. Right. But we have rehabilitation programs. How effective are they? And isn't it interesting? California, with the largest population in the country, in order to get evidence that rehabilitation works, they have to go all the way to Ohio to find somebody.
This is true. Or you can look at Switzerland.
Switzerland. It's only 7,000 miles away. You know, isn't it interesting they can't find anybody in California who has successfully rehabilitated anybody?
No, I agree. There's a Nancy Clark program in Orange County, which I've heard has a really good recidivism rate, but otherwise I haven't heard. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And I don't agree with the idea of having dealers sitting in a room full of drug addicts.
I'll tell you what, if you have a program to give bus tickets to drug addicts to send them to Ohio to be rehabilitated, get back to me on that.
That's actually a really good idea.
Send them all out there.
Yeah, this is true.
You know why they're going to be rehabilitated? You can't find any weed in Ohio. Come on.
This is true. I'm on my way to a midterm, so I got to let you go, but thank you. Can you please take me out with a bong hit?
I certainly can.
Thank you.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Tom Leykis on election night, for Christ's sake. It's just you and me, and like I say, our goal is to have the most listeners of anybody. You don't need other radio stations. Just stay right here. Right here. Don't go anywhere. We got everything. Everything you need to know. CNN right now projecting that Barack Obama currently has 77 electoral votes in the bag, and that John McCain currently has 34 electoral votes in the bag. Currently. Those are projections of CNN right now. Let's say hello here to Matt on the Tom Leykis show. Let's say hello. It took too long. Michael on the Tom Leykis show.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Michael.
Hey, so I wanted to talk to you about Proposition 1 because I feel that a high-speed train from San Diego to Sacramento, although we're spending around like $10 billion to build it, would actually serve California over the long term with job creation.
But the point is, why build something we don't need? You know, if you're going to spend that much money building something, build schools. Build something we need. Building a train. Let me ask you this question. Name a train or a railroad in the United States of America that makes money. Name one. Name one that breaks even.
I can't do it.
So you not only can't name one that's profitable. You're talking about job creation, but then you got to operate the thing after it's built. So you're not only going to pay the money to employ all these people building a train we don't need, you are then going to have to operate the thing at a loss for decades after you build it. And then the taxpayer's going to have to subsidize it.
You're right. Okay.
That's why you vote no on high-speed trains. No.
Well, I love your show, Tom. I'm a long-time listener. So, yeah, just nothing but love for you, man. Love Leykis 101. If you take me out old school Tom Leykis style, just blow me up.
Here you go, Michael.
Tom. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. The Tom Leykis Show. Election night with Tom Leykis.
Election night with Tom Leykis at 1-800-5800-TOM. CNN projecting Barack Obama winning New Hampshire, and they now say that Barack Obama has 81 electoral votes in the bag. For John McCain's 34, you need 270 electoral votes to win. So, according to CNN, Obama's almost a third of the way there. And the polls don't close in California for another 2.5 hours. Wow. And, of course, the polls closing at different times wherever you may be. We have people listening on the Internet. We have people listening on their iPhones. We have people listening on, many radio stations in Dallas, Portland, all over the place. So wherever you are, you can dial in here, 1-800-5800-TOM, and be part of election night. Why would you want to miss this, for God's sake? You don't need other radio stations. We've got the electoral vote for you. We've got the projected winners in each state. And you can just stay right there. That's a good thing. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. It's Renee on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Renee took too long. Let's say hi to Scott on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello. Scott took too long. Let's say hi to Al on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Dad.
Finally, someone stayed on the phone. Hello.
Hey, this is my second call. I got disconnected and I called and...
Did I hang up on you the first time?
Did not. I dropped the signal. I was on the Cahuenga Pass and I was... You really, I always listen to you, but the way you've covered this election on and off, you are the man. And I want to call for two things. Prop 1A, I would love a train, but it's really poor. I agree with you completely. $10 billion, 10 years, that's BS. That really won't work. But really, I'm calling for Prop 2. What do you think? I'm heading off of work to vote. And I think it's also BS. All these people saying yes on Prop 2, that the chickens and the cows need some space, and I think they do, but it's going to lose jobs. And, man, if you really are against animal cruelty, you shouldn't be eating them. What's your advice?
Well, no, I agree with you. I voted no on that proposition. I am not in favor of the state of California trying to regulate how farm animals are kept. I have no problem if the Humane Society wants to investigate that stuff on their own, or the ASPCA. That's fine with me. I love animals.
I love animals. I'm not a farmer, but I think if you start telling them they got to grow and get them bigger cages and all this, they're just going to go bankrupt, and we're going to have to buy chickens for.
And that's you're on the right track here. What people do is the California chickens and beef will end up costing more, and we'll end up buying it from other states.
And I'm so happy about this, the results you're just giving out, 81 to 30-something. We're going to beat this old man. We really need it. We need to get out of the slump. And I appreciate you for taking my call. And can you take me out with a bong rip and blow me up?
Yes, I can. 1-800-5800-TOM. Here comes Sean on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
How you doing, Tom?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good myself. The reason for my call is because I want to discuss the hemp laws right now in California.
Yeah. Well, it's pot, of course.
Pot, weed, whatever you want to call it.
Nobody's making any hemp shirts. Come on.
Well, anyways, have you ever heard
we got to make hemp legal because it has so many other uses. You can make rope with it, and you can make like canvas. You make like canvas PBS bags out of it, and you can make, handbags and hats out of it.
To mention the medical purposes of the actual plant.
Forget it. People are smoking weed. Just call it weed.
All right. But anyways, have you ever heard about hemp oil being used as a fuel for cars?
As a what for cars? As a fuel?
Well, yes.
I heard people talking about hemp being used in place of gasoline, along with a number of other agricultural products.
I mean, wouldn't you think that would help the situation with the oil crisis and all these other things?
You know, I'm sure if people wanted to use hemp oil in their cars, I'm sure it would not be illegal. There are legal uses for hemp, and hemp is currently used for legal purposes.
Uh-huh.
But you don't care about that. You care about smoking weed, and that's why you want it to be legal, so just say that.
Well, I love smoking weed. I'm not going to lie.
Well, that's my point. You know what? I've smoked weed. It's no big deal. Just say it. Yeah, I really hate the pussyfooting around. I mean, we're not in speakeasies anymore. People smoke weed all over the country. They smoke lots of it. There's very little penalty to most people who smoke it.
Mm-hmm.
And sneaking around and calling it hemp and saying, you could run cars on this stuff. No, you're either in favor of people being able to smoke weed or you're not. But hemp oil is not going to convince the people who hate marijuana smokers to say, you know what? I think we should legalize pot. Because people can use it as fuel.
That's true.
They're not gonna. Stop with that.
Basically, if you just made it legal and sold it, maybe in the medical facilities, you could put a tax on it, and that could be used for a lot of other things.
Well, look, and even the medical facilities, come on, everybody I know has a medical marijuana card. It's the silliest thing I've ever heard of.
I haven't found a use for one yet. I still get mine from other sources, but but anyways, I was just saying, weed is not a big old deal. And all these punk cops, when they pull you over, they like to steal your weed and stomp on it. So,
what are you doing driving around with weed?
Because I like to smoke and drive. Who doesn't?
Well, everybody doesn't, okay? And you know what? Driving around with it, I think, is one of the stupidest things you can do.
No, me personally, I took one of those classes because I've been caught with weed before, and the cops said that.
So they re-educated you, huh?
Yeah, the cops basically saying, you can smoke it at your house, you can do whatever you want, just don't carry in your car, because that's the stupidest thing you could do.
Well, yeah, you know what? The officer's not being stupid. He was being helpful.
So how am I supposed to get it from the dealer to my house? How often do you have to go pick it up?
All I'm going to say to you is I wouldn't keep it in there any longer than necessary. You're not just taking it to your house. You're smoking it in the car. That's stupid.
That's true. But, they should make it legal anyways. But thank you for the discussion. Can you take me out with a bong rip and Kobe style?
Yes, I can.
This is about us. She's so special to me. Yeah, it beats in my heart. Yeah, the air I breathe. She's so special to me.
It's 1-800-5800-TOM. Stanford on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
All right, how are you?
I'm doing well. First of all, in response to the previous statement, I think we should legal marijuana just because it's the #1 export within California. And
we should legal it. Let's legal the marijuana.
But that's not what I was here to talk to you about. What I'm here to talk to you about is I'm a 17-year-old and I'm excited for change. And that change, in my opinion, is Barack Obama.
Now, did somebody encourage you to call a radio show and say that, or is this your own...
That's my own opinion.
And what kind of change are you looking for?
I am looking for many types of change. First of all, I want to see that our dollar is not going. We're getting out of debt. Right now, we're in $11 trillion of debt. I want to see that our troops are home safe and we're not fighting a war that we can win. Because we can't win in Iraq, unfortunately. I want to see our economy get revamped, and I want to see our society as a whole change for the better.
What does that mean?
Well, what that means, I know, it sounds beautiful, doesn't it? What it means is a couple things. First of all, we need to have health care for our people. Right now, we have 44 million people in America, one of the world's richest countries, if not the richest country.
How many of those people, by the way, who don't have health care because they put down payments on houses they couldn't afford to buy?
Well, with that said, what about all those people who live on the poverty line and they're not even having houses. They're living in apartments.
Well, that's a whole other question. I mean, I think people, here's the deal. I think if people are working and they just can't make ends meet, I definitely have compassion for them. It's the people who aren't working that I don't have compassion for. Doing something. Anything.
I agree.
Everybody can be doing something, and there's a lot of people who are doing nothing, and those are the people I don't have any compassion for.
So hit me with a couple questions of why you think I'm in favor of Obama.
I already did. You said you wanted change. I said, what kind of change? And you answered the question. What do you think this is, like a 2-hour interview? No. We got what we needed. We squeezed the juice out of you. And now we're done. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. This is Walter on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I was just listening to the Fox News on the Internet just a few minutes ago, and they were saying that McCain was winning. He was ahead.
I'm not surprised that Fox News would say that.
And not only that, but they were also
So
saying
what will they do when they inaugurate Obama? What will Fox News say about that?
They were saying that they were just being cautious, and they don't want to like celebrate yet, and I don't know. It's just
they don't want to celebrate yet. Yeah.
I just started laughing, and I just so
Fox News doesn't want to celebrate for McCain yet.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but they say, oh, McCain, he run his integrity, and he didn't get down and dirty with Obama. And I'm like, you guys are crazy.
That's insane.
All the bad and comments and that they were saying about Obama and all the stuff is like, you guys don't want to admit, that he did run a dirty campaign against Obama. And I don't know where you guys are coming from, so.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you I'm a long-time listener. I had participated in your program long time since.
I'm sorry, we lost you. For God's sake, it's election. These things happen. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. You don't need other radio stations. We're going to be here all night long in Southern California and on the Internet at blowmeuptom.com.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866. The Tom Leykis Show. Election night with Tom Leykis.
The Tom Leykis Show on election night. Why would you go anywhere else? CNN now has Barack Obama with 102 projected electoral votes. John McCain with 34. And they just projected Barack Obama to win a very important state, Pennsylvania, where McCain spent a lot of time. Couldn't get the job done. And there are huge gatherings of people in Chicago and in New York's Times Square. People are waiting to, they believe, celebrate the victory of Barack Obama. So it looks like spontaneous celebrations. I've never seen anything like that. We've had presidential elections before. We've had Republicans win. We've had Democrats win. I've never seen what I'm seeing tonight. It's pretty outrageous. People just gathering in Times Square like it's New Year's Eve, getting ready to celebrate. Wow. 1-800-5800-TOM. By the way, we're going to do our whole show. And then if you're in Southern California, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going till it's over. And, of course, if you can't hear us in Southern California on the radio, you can go to blowmeuptom.com. That's blowmeuptom.com. And we will just continue until it's done, whenever that might be. But I have a feeling it's not going to be done too late. 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. Let's say hello to Monica on the Tom Leykis Show, election night. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
How are you?
Great.
Okay, so I have a confession. I'm probably one of those chicks that you make fun of when it comes to politics. I'm just going to say it out there. I was a little confused on the whole proposition about using taxpayer money for drug rehabilitation.
Yes.
So I was just listening to you, and you said something about, pretty much emphasized how it's just a joke. I mean, the centers here in California. And I have to agree with that. I know some people that have had drug problems, being in, whether it's, cousins or anything like that. And it seems, the things that I see on TV is just a joke. People go in and out of these rehab centers, and they just go soft on these people. How are they supposed to learn, drugs are bad?
By the way, I got news for you. Here's another bulletin for you. Okay. If you got a drug problem, you pay for your own drug rehabilitation. Why should I pay for it?
Exactly. I had an in-law. He, for 9 years, he had major drug problems. And you know what we did? We took him south of the border, and we paid $100 a month, which isn't much. But you know what? He got it hardcore. He knew what it was to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, don't have your family there, no TV, you're poor, and you're there until someone signs you out after 6 months. And he got a really taste of what it is to have nothing. And sometimes, I'm not about cruelty, but sometimes I think, you need to be a little tougher on these people.
Well, it's called tough love. It's an actual term that people have used since the 70s. And I totally agree with that because I had heroin addicts in my own family. And the only thing heroin addicts understand is tough love. They don't understand coddling and feeling sorry for them and trying to help them. They don't get it.
Oh, yeah, and he got a lot of tough love. And, I mean, he had to get it that way. That's the only way it worked for him. And, I mean, he's only been out of rehab for 6 months, and hopefully he stays that way, rehabilitated. And I'm proud of him now. And, I don't agree with you 50% of the time, but the other 50% of the time I totally agree with you. I'm really proud of what you do out there. You teach people like me about politics, and I just hope that you're around when my 2 sons are older and you can teach them what you teach, those other guys out there.
Thank you, Monica.
Okay, you have a good night.
All right, you too. Appreciate the call. Here comes David on the Tom Leykis show on election night. Hello.
Hi, Tom?
Yes.
Hi. I was wondering if you had heard the stories about John McCain, about how he's kind of changed personalities lately since the election. I wonder if you think it was before the election, was he normal, or was it after the election?
Well, what people have said, the criticism of John McCain from people who previously liked him, is that ever since he formally got the nomination and then added Sarah Palin, he has been acting much more conservatively than he had been before. He seemed to be more of a moderate to people, and now he's trying to appeal to the conservative end of the Republican Party.
Yeah, he used to be on, Jon Stewart's show and be, real personable, kind of funny, and then all of a sudden, now it seems like he doesn't even look people in the eye.
Well, he was on Monday Night Football last night. Wasn't that nice? And he, of course, was on Saturday Night Live with Tina Fey, which shows how desperate he was. No matter what Sean Hannity was telling people about how close it is and blah, blah, blah. The fact that John McCain went on Saturday Night Live with Tina Fey playing Sarah Palin next to him tells you how desperate he is.
Yeah, true. Also, one other question. I want to know if Barack Obama is for marijuana. I hear that. And I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I've been saying that was not an issue that was discussed very much during this campaign, if at all, because it's not one of the top 5 things people care about right now.
Okay.
I mean, people are worried about losing their jobs and their houses. Whether you can smoke weed is not at the top of the list right now.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Tom, and I love you, and I love everything you've been doing. And I listen to this every day, starting at 3 o'clock till it ends.
Love it. Paul on the Tom Leykis show on election night. Hello.
Hello, Tom. How's it going, man?
It's going great.
Good, good. I've been listening to you for quite a long time. I've been listening to you throughout the election process here. And, I just get sick of listening to so many ignorant people calling in and commenting on things that they have no idea what's going on.
I happen to love listening to ignorant people calling in. It's my favorite thing to do.
It's funny. It's funny.
Never do I feel more superior than when some moron calls in here with scoliosis of the liver and tries to discuss something with me. I think it's the best.
Well, It does provide a lot of entertainment. It makes me laugh on my way home from work, so I appreciate that about your show. The reason I'm calling in tonight, though, I am a McCain supporter. I'm a Catholic kid, grew up in Tucson, Arizona, and moved out to California when I was 14. I've been living here, ever since. I'm 23 now. And, I appreciate diversity, and I just got a taste of kind of, more ignorant people once I moved here. But again, like you said, provides for entertainment. It's fun. It makes you feel superior. But there was a guy called in earlier just saying how, Obama is going to give us all health care. And he said, we're the richest country in the world or blah, blah, blah. And then he says that we're in an $11 trillion debt. He's just contradicting himself. And, that's the main point that it's kind of made me lean toward McCain is the fact that, Obama promises all these things, but where's he going to find the money? Of course,
you do understand that 2/3 of the debt has been added in the last 8 years.
No, of course, yeah.
Much of it by the budgets proposed by George W. Bush, who John McCain voted with 92% of the time.
Yeah, of course, and I fault Bush for that.
But why would you vote for McCain if McCain has been with Bush 92% of the time? Because in the last 8 years, the national debt has gone from $4 trillion to $11 trillion, almost 3 times what it was 8 years ago.
Okay, so given that, the facts that you just listed, if we were in an economic crisis... If
we're going to spend like drunken sailors, I'd rather spend it on people than to spend it on investing in banks, and to spend it on bridges to nowhere, to spend it on earmarks and all the other stuff that John McCain has skipped merrily along voting for.
Well, we're in a different time now. We're in an economic crisis.
Well, we're in an economic crisis because John McCain and George Bush put us in one.
But you can also fault the Iraq war for putting us in that.
And who voted for that?
Did Biden not vote for the war?
I mean, Biden's not running for president.
Okay, but people are putting...
George Bush started the Iraq war, and John McCain wants to continue it. End of story.
But a bunch of people are putting a lot of fault on Sarah Palin for things. Well,
we don't care. Sarah Palin's not running for president either.
You're right, but that's where the media's leaning. They're leaning on her.
They're leaning on her because she's a blithering idiot.
Well, I'm not going to debate that fact with you.
Because it's a fact. Thank you for the call. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com. You don't need other stations. Stay right there. We're going to be here till it's over.
It's the Tom Leykis Show.